Hello guys, Michael the X here, and today I'm going to be ranting on about the Hollow Knight boss Pure Vessel. This fight is bullshit. And I'm sorry, but this is my absolute... this is the one fight in the game I absolutely hate. I beat the boss, and about twice only. One was practicing against him during the... Oh, well, after I fought against him the first time during the Passion. Oh, and I died miserably because his attacks are too fucking fast. And I not mean like is that in like, oh, this is too difficult for me. I asked a few people if this fight is bullshit, and I'm not the only one who thinks that this fight's bullshit. Once I found that out, that made me so happy, and that's what made me decide to do this video. The few people who I talked to who played this game feel like this fight is even harder than another boss in the game called the Absolute Radiance, which I never faced off against because I can't beat this boss a third time. This boss is too bullshit. And here's why this boss is actual bullshit. Alright, so let's go into his attacks. The attack that makes this fight really bullshit is one where he swings his sword from up down, from down to up to down. The attack where he pretty much goes half the stage. That one is just bullshit. Like, I understand, it makes sense for it to do 2 damage, but I feel like it should have been just a little bit slower. Not too much slower, just a little bit. Then the attack would have been extremely fair. Because here's what this fight is compared to other fights. It's at Hollow Knight. Not fair at all. Which is honestly why I really like a lot of the bosses in this game, because despite them being hard, they're fair. This fight is just bullshit incarnated. It's almost like if a Dark Souls boss had a child, and the Pure Vessel is what it produced. Which, seriously, the one thing I would have wanted for this game to do, instead of, well, what it currently does, is if there was defensive options to allow you to that allowed you to increase your defense somewhat, like make the damage that is dealt to you from 2 to 1 for certain attacks, then this would not be an issue, because then you could just equip that and you'd be fine. But this actually goes directly to the problem with the charm system. The charm system doesn't have that much variety. I know some people are like, wait, what? But most of it mainly just focuses on your nail. And the ones that don't focus on soul. Or give you a companion. The only ones that are unique are the Boulder Shell, Shape of Ood, Dash Master, Sprint Master, and Sharp Shadow, and Dream Wielder and Dream Shield. Those are the ones that are unique, that I actually think are actually pretty cool. But and also Fragile / Unbreakable Greed. Since those are essentially the same things, except the Unbreakable Greed is upgraded. Which, seriously, I really, and I mean this, really, it's almost, another thing that I could compare the Pure Vessel fight to is the fucking, oh, there's a fight inside the game called the Hollow Knight. No duh. And the Hollow Knight to fight, even as the final boss feels extremely fair despite being difficult. Oh, and it makes sense for it to be that difficult. But instead of that, we get a fucking like, oh, if it was just a faster version of that, or hell, even that fight, except the model, not model, the design, then this fight would be completely fair. But nope, he's way faster, which doesn't make any sense. Because why would this, like, oh, I said that he's younger and isn't infected and isn't fighting it, but why the fuck is he so quick? If he was just simply a tiny bit slower for almost all of his attacks, and he did not. Oh, yeah, another problem with him. This is the same problem that is with the Absolute Radiance and the. Oh, Nightmare King Grim. These three fights, whenever you run into the foe by accident, you take 2 damage. Now, for the Absolute Radiance, I actually think that's fine because that's the actual final boss. And the final boss, the true final boss, should be extremely difficult. But the penultimate one, which is the Pure Vessel, should not be this fucking hard. This is the one thing I did not want. I did not want a hard fight. I wanted one fight that felt fair but still difficult. This is not it. Seriously, I just wanted. Ew, like, I really wish that this fight was even more fair. That's the one thing I really wanted. Yet, nope. Instead, we get a bullshit fight. That doesn't fucking make sense. Because I'm gonna go ahead and cover all of his attacks. First off, standing still. This one, he obviously does nothing, but if you run into him, he does 2 damage. How would I change this? Make this only do 1 damage. That's all I would change. His dash. Alright, so let's go to his dash, where he stabs his sword. He has a sword forward, and what he starts dashing, the sword lunges a bit with him, looking like the initial dash that you get after you get the Mothwing cloak, but with a sword in front, with his blade in front. How would I change this? Not much, actually. I actually think this attack is fine. Just add a few more frames of delay before the move actually happens during the wait during the second part of the fight. The second part during the first part of the fight. Once he starts doing his tentacles, though, that's when it should change back to normal. Now let's go ahead and get to his multi-cross attack, which is what I'm going to be calling that attack that I think is bullshit. Make this attack slower. Seriously. This attack should not be that fast. Like, if it had more startup to where you had more time to react, then, yeah, I would be perfectly fine with the attack. Yet instead, they decide, nah, let's go ahead and make this fight extremely hard. And just fuck me. I'm sorry, but this fight's dumb. Anyways, let's get to his small sword attack where he has those lines appear and then a sword, a very fast sword starts coming out. I know they're called nails, but I only call what I specifically call his a sword because it looks way more than a sword than a nail compared to all the nails we see, including hornets. But it's probably a nail, but I'm still gonna call it a sword. Anyways, like in this fight, I think that attack is fine. It should. Well, it's just that again, that's all tentacle phase. It should be a tiny bit slower, but that's it. Otherwise, the attack is perfectly fine. Now let's get to the new attacks that... oh yeah, I forgot about one attack. The sword spike. Where he teleports, lunges down, and stabs the ground with his sword, and then a lot of big swords start appearing. That attack, I think, is fine, but the... Hey, like, well, once he lunges down should do 2 damage, but the actual swords should only do 1. Just to make that a bit more fair. The focus attack. Because that's... Oh, the attack where he crouches down and then a fear starts appearing around him, that's his focus. He doesn't heal up, however. Which is... Thank fucking God. If he healed up, this fight, I would have hated it. And this game would not have been in my top 3 because of this fight alone. Which, this fight alone does not affect my ratings of the game. It's just, the fight is bullshit. Which is why I'm doing this. I'll do a review of the game later on. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the... Yeah. Oh, let's go ahead and talk about the character. Or not character, the other attacks. Why do I keep saying character? Alright, so his new attack after he gets to 50% HP. Yeah, not 50%. 75%. The technical attack. This attack is perfectly fine as is. There's enough time to react to it, and do 2 damage makes perfect sense. I have no problems with that attack. That's how I would design that fight. So, yeah. One final thing that I would change about the fight is during the final Pantheon, either remove the fight entirely or make him have less HP. That's the only one where I feel like that should be the case. Like, I already know they're not going to update Hollow Knight for me to do this, because I want even if they were to, I want them to focus on Silksong. I'm really hyped for that game, because Hollow Knight is such a great game. I want people who haven't played it yet to actually play it. It's only $50 on every other place. But, again, the one problem with the 2 problems I have with the game are this fight and that on how limited the charms are, which, again, that one makes it my number 3 favorite game of all time, which I won't get into this video. If you guys want a rant on the charms in terms of why they executed it bad, at least in my eyes, then let me know. I'll do it. And yeah, Hollow Knight is such a great game, but this one fight irritates me. The only fight I haven't done in this game is the Absolute Radiance fight because of this bullshit fight. And I honestly don't think it should be this hard. The Absolute Radiance fight I watched a few videos to see if that fight's hard. And yeah, the fight's hard, but it doesn't seem as hard as this one. Like, at all. Seriously. Cheap Cherry, if you ever make a fight like this in Silksong, where it's bullshit, it doesn't feel fair to the player. Because I only did this video because I asked a few people. And we all agree upon this fight being bullshit. Particularly. And I just want to... I literally just want to get all the endings. Because I want to get all the completion... I want to get all the completion parts done. And this fight is just bullshit. And I literally only have this and one more of the dream fights that I don't know where it is that I'm currently searching through Holodesk for. Or at least one of the requirements. One of the... Oh wait, that's not even a dream fight. That's just facing off against all the rematch fights. Because I haven't done the White Defender in the base game. I've done, not base game, I haven't done the White Defender on the overworld. I've done the White Defender via the Pantheon. That's why that one's missing. Okay. Anyways. Seriously, if anyone... in the comments down below, let me know what you guys think about this fight. And... also, if you guys like to... talk about the... game with me? Let me know. I'll talk down in the comments if I have time. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe. I'm going to be doing this type of content along with other types of content once I get a better area and a better way to record. This type of content will not go anywhere because this is my unscripted stuff. But this is what I'm going to be focusing on for a while due to what certain situations I'm in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye. Damn it.